in what will later become an iconic comment. You'll understand in a minute. I'm not particularly well dressed today. I do apologise. Have you seen those little bottles of chicken broth, chicken soup that they sell in Thailand? It's not chicken soup that's going to be heated. It's like a chicken soup that you drink cold. It tastes pretty awful. It tastes a bit like Bovril, if you know that from the UK. And they sell these in 7-Elevens and in Tops supermarkets and convenience stores. And they're kind of aimed at the elderly people like me, really, old people. And they're chicken broth, and they've got all goodness in and all the bones in the sinews from the chicken, all ground down, and it's got lots of vitamins and minerals in, and it's aimed at old people like me. And sometimes you see people in Thailand presenting old people like me, maybe a boss, a teacher, or a monk, or somebody like that, with a basket of these chicken broths, bottles of chicken broths. Actually, they've got a brand name, and the brand name is called Brand, right? Which was the laziest marketing meeting ever, wasn't it? Well, what should we call this thing? Well, how about Brand? That's a good idea. They're also called Scott. But you see these kind of wicker baskets being presented to elderly, revered people, whatever, and they've got all bows and ribbons on, and it's such a lovely presentation. But at heart, it's just a load of cold chicken broth, right? Brilliant marketing, but it really taps into one of the biggest things that I've noticed living here for 16 years here in Thailand, and that is this, and it's kind of an equation. It's a bit of a mathematical equation, and by the way, I haven't copied this off anybody. It's just what I think, and this is this. Life in Thailand, right? 90% presentation, 10% content, right? 90% presentation, 10% content. What does that mean? Well, it just goes through every level of society, whether you're in any location, north, south, in Bangkok, or any level of you know, if you're high so, low so, it's all the same. Go for a trip early in the morning one day on the BTS in Bangkok. It's worth it, right? And you'll see exactly what I mean. What you will see is you will see a lot of people going to work. Now, Bangkok is obviously the capital city. It's got governments, it's got the military, it's got all the different... it runs the country, right? And you'll see a lot of people in military uniform. And you think, wow, you know, there's a massive military here in Thailand. But actually, a lot of those people that appear to be wearing military uniform, it's not a military uniform. It's the uniform of, say, somebody that works in the water department or the fire department or something like that. And it's everybody likes to dress up here in Thailand. They like to look the same, and they like to look as though they are in authority. Because if you look like you're in authority and power, it gets you a great face. So when you look at those people and what they actually do, they're not all working in the military, but they've got a beautiful, crisp, white uniforms, and they look great. And I used to know a school teacher, I still do know a school teacher, and he told me that if you have a student, male or female, that comes to school every day, very, very crisp uniform, hair done nice shoes, well-presented bag, right? Maybe writes very neatly, right? That student will get higher grades than somebody who is maybe cleverer than them and has more knowledge than them and actually does better at learning than them. But because they look the part, it means that they're seen as better in Thai society. Different days of the week here in Thailand, you all wear the same uniform. If you can, different colours. I think it comes from Hindu tradition, many hundreds of years ago. I'm not sure, but, for example, on a Monday, you'll get on this BTS and you'll see that those people that aren't in military uniform have all got yellow shirts on. Why is that? Well, it's Monday's colour. Tuesday's pink. Wednesday's green. Everybody has the same colour, if they can. And if you work at a store or a shop or somewhere that has this rule and you don't go in the right colour, then you'll be seen as an outcast. It's all about presentation. I've got children, I've got 2 kids, and they go to school, and maybe you've been in this situation where maybe a single mum, you met her in a bar somewhere or whatever, I don't really care about the backstory, but they're asking you for money, and asking you for money because they need to buy kids' uniform to go to school. Kids in the UK, I know there are many places around the world that don't have school uniform, but in the UK we have a school uniform, and it's just one uniform, isn't it? And you might have a PE kit or something like that, but it's just one uniform. Here in Thailand, kids can have 4 or possibly 5 different school uniforms, depending on the day that it is. And I remember when I had to do all the preparing the kids going into school, I was panicking some mornings because I didn't know what uniform it was that day. You can have kind of like a scout leader's uniform, like a scouting uniform, like a Girl Guide or a scout. You can have what I would call a traditional school uniform, and then you can have, like in the school that I send my kids to, like a business uniform almost. It's like makes you look like a smart kind of official. It's kind of casual but smart, and so on and so forth. And it can be 3 or 4. I mean, you can have like a sports uniform. That's 4. And if your lady friend is asking you for a lot of money for school uniforms, don't think she's ripping you off. It's because school is all about presentation, and it is drilled into you at an early age. The presentation is what it's all about. When you go to buy a car, I don't know if this happens to you in America or in the UK, when you buy a new car from a showroom, you're given the keys. I'm not sure whether this happens, but maybe you can tell me in the comments down below. Do you get like a photo opportunity where they hand you the keys over to the car and you're in front of the car and maybe it's got a little bow on or something and you're smiling and okay, maybe they do that, I don't know, but they do it here in Thailand for sure. But it's not just for cars, right? They want to show the presentation of all kind of white goods. Seriously, I bought a coffee machine a few months ago. You knew I'd start talking about coffee, didn't you? I bought a coffee machine and they insisted. I spent about 10 minutes posing with this coffee machine with ribbons and bows on it, right? To show that I was being presented with this wonderful new gadget. And they put those pictures, the people, the shop put those pictures up on social media. Some people would never do it. Go fridges, everything. When you buy any kind of white goods here, usually, if it's not from a big store, they will want to take a photo of you with that, and the staff are there, and it's like, oh, look at us, we've, got a sailing, we've done very, very well. Why is this? What is this obsession, if you like, with presentation over content? And I would say it's got a lot to do with face, right? I've been here 16 years, like I've said. I don't really understand the concept of face. I try to, every decision, as a bar owner, right, as a small business owner, every decision that I take in the bar that affects staff, I will try to think about how this affects face. And face can be about, does this make the person look bad? Is a younger person getting one over an older person and all that sort of stuff? And it's so tricky. And I'm not even going to pretend to tell you that I understand it 100%, but I don't. But it has so much to do with face. If you are well presented, if your work is well presented, if your business is well presented, it gives you tremendous face over here. And people like it. People trust somebody that is well-groomed, well-presented over someone who isn't. They'll Thai people will be slightly suspicious of them. Now you can see why I'm apologising about the way I'm dressed today. So, what do you think? Have you noticed this? This equation that goes through the whole of Thai life. 90% presentation, make sure it's presented well. Does this affect you? I would say definitely when you come to dealing with authoritative people in authority here, it's important for you to remember this. It's not vital, but I've always said, if you're going to immigration, get a 90-day stamp or to get a visa extension or whatever, go smart. You know, don't go in a wife-beater shirt and some shorts. You may well be turned away. I've never actually seen anyone being turned away. So, but they will be looking down on you straight away. Even if they're not saying it to you, that's what they're thinking. Who is this person who has come here to my desk dressed like this? Right? 90% presentation. Doesn't matter what's in your passport, 90% presentation. Look good. If you're going to the bank to get, open an account or something, go smart. You know, it's all important. If you get in trouble with the police, you have to report to the police station. You know, just dress, think of what you look like, your appearance, have a shave. You know, just be good, look good. If you look good in Thailand, 90% presentation, doesn't matter what the 10% of the content is, you're off to a winner. I'd like to know what you think about that subject. Let me know in the comments down below. There is a members area of this channel. If you want to join from just £2 a month, it helps to pay for all the live streams and the shows that we do. We have extra content in the members area, including all the archived live streams, and I also have a weekly vlog, which I put in there, which is not available in the public, where I talk about what it's really like living in Thailand and being a small business owner and owning a bar here in Pattaya. But from right now, I've made it to Bali High. I'm going to go now. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you next week. Bye.